as well as metabolic activities. So metabolic activity is nothing but synthesis of carbohydrates through photosynthesis and the breakdown of carbohydrates through respiration and the protein synthesis, lipid synthesis, okay, synthesis of amino acids, etc. So all these activities are included under metabolism. Okay, so in this chapter, so we are studying all vital activities and the metabolic activities occur in the plant body. ఓకే సో ప్లాంట్ బాడీలో ఉన్నటువంటి అన్ని యాక్టివిటీస్ గురించి మనం ఇక్కడ స్టడీ చేయడం జరుగుతుంది. ఓకే సో దట్ ఈస్ ప్లాంట్ ఫిజియాలజీ రైట్. సో వెరీ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. హూ ఇస్ ద ఫాదర్ ఆఫ్ ప్లాంట్ ఫిజియాలజీ? స్టీఫెన్ హెల్స్. స్టీఫెన్ హెల్స్. స్టీఫెన్ హెల్స్ is the father of plant physiology. Okay, so there are so many contributions through Stephen Hales, but one of the most important contribution is he discovered presence of root pressure in the root. Root pressure, presence of root pressure in the roots that helps in the transportation of water from root to shoot system. Okay, so root pressure is present in the roots. It helps in the transportation of water from root system to shoot system in upward direction. Okay, so one of the main okay contributions, that is the presence of root pressure discovered by Stephen Hales. Okay, so that is the reason regarded as father of plant physiology in the world. Okay, so come to India. In India, is already known Jagadish Chandra Bose, J.C. Bose. Okay, so regarded as father of Indian plant physiology. Indian plant physiology. So father of Indian plant physiology, J.C. Bose. Okay, so born on November 30, so November 30, so 1958, in a traditional Bengali family. Okay, so traditional Bengali family. Okay, born on November 30, 1858. Okay, so contributions of J.C. Bose, one by one. So especially in the 19th century, when people considered plants as non-living things at the time. So 19th century lo plants అనేవి non-living things గా కన్సిడర్ చేసేవాళ్ళు. Okay, but for the first time, J.C. Bose stated that plants also having life and feelings. So that means responses. Okay, right? So for the first time he stated that plants also having life and feelings. Okay, by J.C. Bose. Okay, na? But also very very important, he was the first Indian. So first Indian, he got fellow of Royal Society. Fellow of Royal Society, awarded by Fellow of Royal Society. Okay, was the first Indian, he got Fellow of Royal Society. Okay, so very very important. Next, actually he started his career as a demonstrator So demonstrator in physics, not biology. So in physics, he started his career as a demonstrator in the subject physics. Okay, very, very important. So he contributed in the generating electromagnetic waves, electromagnetic waves of minute wavelengths. Okay, so he contributed in generating electromagnetic waves of minute wavelengths. Okay, and he designed an instrument is called as coherer. Okay, so he contributed in generating electromagnetic waves of minute wavelengths, and he designed an instrument is called as coherer. Okay, so what is its principle? What is its aim? It detects radio waves. Okay, so coherer అనేది okay, it detects radio waves. Okay, who designed the coherer? It is an instrument by J.C. Bose. Okay, what is its principle or aim? And which is used to detect radio waves. And chapati. Okay, right, very, very important. So J.C. Bose, he applied his efficiency in the physics to understand plant life. So very, very important to understand. He also interested in biology, but actual subject is physics. Okay, to understand plant life, he applied his efficiency in physics and proposed pulsating theory. Okay, so pulsating theory ni ప్రపోజ్ చేసింది జేసీ బోస్ అని చెప్పుకోవాలి. ఓకేనా, అంటే ఇట్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్స్ ప్లాంట్ మూవ్మెంట్స్. సో ఇది ప్లాంట్ మూవ్మెంట్స్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తుంది. ఓకేనా, రైట్, వెరీ, వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. అండ్ ఆల్సో సో ఈ ప్రపోజ్ bioelectrical responses in plants. Okay, so he observed bioelectrical responses in plants. Right, so very important. So J.C. Bose, he introduced very sophisticated tool, that is crystallograph. Very important word, crystallograph. Nowadays, which is used popularly, that is crystallograph. Okay, who invented this? J.C. Bose. Okay, sophisticated tool, that is crystallograph. Okay, so by using crystallograph, it is very easy to observe even minute of growth. So minute of growth, plant growth. So minute of plant growth, even minute of plant growth. అంటే 1 minute లో plant growth ఎంత ఉంటుంది అనేది కూడా మనం ఎస్టిమేట్ చేయొచ్చు. ఓకేనా, అండ్ ఆల్సో it is possible to measure Okay, it is possible to measure millions of the millimeter, millions of millimeter. అంటే 1 millimeter లో millions part కూడా మనం దీంతో మెజర్ చేయొచ్చు. ఓకేనా? సో వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. Criscograph is a tool invented by J.C. Bose. Okay, it is possible to observe even minute of plant growth. అంటే 1 minute లో plant growth ఎంత ఉంటుంది అనేది మనం అబ్జర్వ్ చేయొచ్చు. And also it is possible to measure millions of the millimeter in the plant growth. Plant growth లో 1 millimeter లో okay millions part కూడా మనం మెజర్ చేయొచ్చు. So that is Criscograph. Okay, right? So J.C. Bose, he established several institutions. Okay, but an important institution, that is Bose Research Institute. So located at Kolkata. Okay, so there are several institutions are established by J.C. Bose. One of the main institution, that is Bose Research Institute, located at Kolkata. Okay, and also he was the author of several books, but two famous books written by him. Number one, nervous. Okay, implants. So nervous implants, and the second one, research on irritability. So irritability of plants. Research on irritability, nothing but response. Okay, in plants, of plants. So these are the two famous books written by J.C. Bose. Okay, yes. So these are the contributions of J.C. Bose. Okay, so let us start first chapter in our syllabus, that is transport in plants. So this is the chapter 1, transport in plants. Okay, so let us ask some questions about transport in plants. Number 1, how water reaches top of the tree? How water reaches? So this is the root system. So this is the root system. Okay, root absorbs water from the soil. Root absorbs water from the soil. How it reaches top of the tree? Yes, we know that, which takes place through xylem. Okay, through xylem, water reaches top of the tree. Okay, next question. How and why substances move, molecules move from one cell to another cell? For which purpose? Okay, next question. Whether all the substances move in the same manner, in the same direction? Right? It may be unidirectional or bidirectional or multidirectional based upon the type of substance. Okay, and ఒక్కో substance ఒక్కో direction లో move అవుతుంది. అంటే ఇక్కడ క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటంటే whether all substances move in the similar way or in the same direction? No. Okay, it may be unidirectional, multidirectional or bidirectional. So a directional direction. Okay, right. So next one. Whether metabolic energy is required for the movement of substances? Maybe. Okay, it is very clear. For the movement of molecules or substances, whenever energy is utilized, that is active movement. Okay, whenever metabolic energy does not participate, there is no expenditure of energy in the transport, in the movement of molecules, that is passive. Okay, so metabolic energy used అయితే దాని యాక్టివ్ ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ అంటారు, యాక్టివ్ మూవ్మెంట్ అంటారు. మెటబాలిక్ ఎనర్జీ యూజ్ కాకపోతే దాన్ని ప్యాసివ్ ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ అంటారు. ఇట్ ఈస్ వెరీ క్లియర్. ఓకే, సో ఆల్రెడీ స్టడీడ్ ఇన్ లోయర్ క్లాసెస్. మన లోయర్ క్లాసెస్ లో డిఫరెన్సెస్ బిట్వీన్ ప్యాసివ్ ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ అండ్ యాక్టివ్ ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ ఆల్రెడీ స్టడీడ్. ఓకే, రైట్. సో ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్లీ, when compared to animal body, plants are much longer. Even though transportation of molecules takes place, plants need to move substances for long distance because plant body is much longer than animal body. Interestingly, there is no circulatory system in the plant body, even though it is possible. How it is possible? Presence of vascular tissues, xylem and phloem, okay, through which movement of substances or movement of molecules this takes place. So animal body to compare cheste plant body is much longer than the. Okay, even though transportation takes place through vascular tissues. Okay, but animals are characterized by the presence of circulatory system. Such kind of circulatory system is absent in plant body. Okay, simple ga cheppalante, so the transport process in plants is very simple when compared to animal body. So అదే animal body అయితే ఒక ప్రెషర్ బిల్డప్ కావాలి, అది హార్ట్ లో తర్వాత అది పంప్ చేయాలి. ఓకే, సో ఇలాంటి సిస్టమ్స్ ఉంటాయి మనకు animal body. Okay, right. So very important. For example, so it is a tree. So this is the root system. So root system which is present deeply inside the soil. This is the root hair. Okay, so root hair it absorbs water, right? So then conduction of water takes place through xylem, and water reaches the stem, then leaves. So leaves for long distance. Okay, at the same time, photosynthetic nutrients, photosynthetic products which are synthesized in the leaves. Okay, these products are transported into the root, which is present deeply inside the soil. Okay, ఇప్పుడు రూట్ అబ్జర్వ్ చేసినటువంటి వాటర్ ఏమో లీఫ్ కి రీచ్ అవుతుంది. As well as photosynthetic products are synthesized in the leaf, also transported downwardly, okay, and transported into the root, which is present deeply inside the soil. So it is a long distance transport. So transport of substances for long distance. Okay, now, right. Other short distance, for example, take the cell. So this is a long distance transport from one part to another part. Okay, but come to short distance transport. Other short distance which may take, so within the cell, from one part to another part, one place to another place, intracellular, within the cell, from one place to another place, or from cell to cell in the tissue. This is transport process for short distance. Okay, say the examples for short distance within the cell from one place to another place, right? From one cell to another cell within the tissue, okay, or across the membrane. So across the membrane, the movement of molecules takes place across the membrane. It is also transport for short distance. Okay, now, 3 examples. Number 1, within the cell from one place to another place. Second one, movement of molecules by crossing across the membrane. Okay, one. Next, movement of substances or molecules from one cell to another cell within the tissue. Okay, now, movement of molecules from one organ to another organ, that is long distance. Okay, this is short distance. Anyhow, molecules or substances or nutrients may move in 2 ways, for short distance as well as for long distance. Okay? Anyhow, the basic knowledge about cell structure and anatomy of flowering plant is required to study the process of transportation. Yes? So these subjects are already studied in the first year syllabus. Anatomy of flowering plant, okay, as well as in the 5th unit, that is the unit of life, where detailed description of the cell structure given in our syllabus. Okay, yes, it is very clear. The basic knowledge about cell structure and anatomy of flowering plant is required to study the process of transportation in the plant body. Okay, so let us start. Now, which kind of transport we are discussing? First of all, what kind of substance can move from one place to another place? Okay, so that is the question. Very, very important. So, which type of transport process can be seen? Number 1, diffusion. Next, second one, facilitated diffusion. Number 2. Next, number 3, active transport. So these are means of transports. Diffusion, facilitated diffusion, and active transport. So in the same chapter, yes, we will discuss about these transport methods in detail. Okay, one by one. Right. Now come to what kind of substance can move from one place to another place, for short distance or for long distance, whatever it may be. Okay, right. So right now, substances which are participated in transportation. Number 1, water. Next, number 2, inorganic nutrients. Next, number 3, organic nutrients. Next, number 4, plant growth regulators. So nothing but hormones, phytohormones. So these are the main substances should be participated in the transportation process. Okay, so besides these substances, amino acids, okay, certain chemical stimuli, chemical stimuli also transported. Okay, right. So these are the types of transportations and type of substances which are participated in transportation. Okay, so come to transportation for short distance, very important. Movement of substances over short distance. It is very clear. The movement of substances for short distance is takes place by diffusion. Diffusion. Okay? But also cytoplasmic streaming. Cytoplasmic streaming. Supplemented by active transport. Active transport. Supplemented by active transport. So this is the movement of substances for short distance. Come to long distance. Okay, the movement of substances or molecules which takes place for long distance is takes place through vascular tissues. Vascular tissues. So nothing but xylem and phloem. Xylem and phloem. So it is very clear. The movement of substances for short distance is takes place through diffusion or cytoplasmic streaming supplemented by active transport. As well as over long distance in the plant, the movement of substances or molecules is takes place through xylem and phloem. Yes, xylem and phloem together known as vascular tissues. Okay, it can be seen in pteridophytes, gymnosperms, and angiosperms. Gymnosperms and angiosperms. So these are vascular plants. So we can vascular plants. Okay, right. Now we are discussing about direction of transport. Direction of transport. Direction of transport. Listen to me. So this is the root stem. So this is the root system. Okay. So what is observed by root? Then which is transported to the shoot system. Against gravity in upward direction from root to shoot. So that is the reason the movement of water is always unidirectional. So unidirectional. Find out, very important. The movement of water from root to shoot, from root to stem is always unidirectional. So which takes place through xylem. Okay? Right. So come to next one. For example, so So this is the photosynthetic leaf. So organic nutrients are synthesized. So nothing but carbohydrates. Both organic nutrients and inorganic nutrients, they undergo multi-directional movement, multi-directional transport. For example, so this is the leaf. Okay, in which photosynthetic products, nothing but organic nutrients are synthesized. Okay, these organic nutrients are transported through phloem, not xylem, through phloem. Okay, to stem apex, as well as fruit, as well as root. So this is the leaf in which organic nutrients are synthesized, then transported towards stem apex, fruit, and root. Yes, it is very clear. The movement of organic substances within the plant body through phloem is multi-directional. Multi-directional. Okay, as well as let's already know that the movement of water in the plant body is always unidirectional. Okay, yes, come to root crops. Come to root crops. Again, the root crops వచ్చారు. Okay, now, like Tata's carota, carrot, Raphanus sativus, radish, Beta vulgaris, beetroot. Okay, right. So in such plants, listen to me. So this is the stem. So this is the root. So this is the leaf. Okay, so root crops are biennial plants. Biennials. They can survive for 2 years. Their lifespan is 2 years. During the first year, leaves synthesize food materials, organic nutrients. Then these organic nutrients are transported downwardly towards root. Then storage of food materials takes place within the root. So that is the reason it results root, it becomes bulge and get tuberous. During the first year, yes, it is very clear. The part of the plant body, it synthesizes food materials, which provides food materials, is called as source. Source. Okay, right. So the part of the plant body, it receives food materials, is called as sink. Sink. Two important words. What is meant by source? It is the part of plant body which provides food materials. Example, leaf. Okay, right. So what about sink? It is also part of plant body which receives food materials. That is the sink. Example, root. In root crops. Okay, now, but very, very important. So root crops of biennial plants already known. Okay, in biennial plants, tell me, during the first year, the flow of material from leaf to root. That means basipetal manner. Basipetal manner. Basipetal manner. Downward movement. Okay. So during the next year, that means second year, for the formation of flower or fruit, food materials are re-exported from root to fruit. in upward direction. Okay, during the second year. Yes. So food materials are re-exported from root to fruit during the next year or second year. So now the movement of food materials through phloem is acropetal. So acropetal manner in upward movement. Okay, right. Then, so during the first year, the flow of food materials through phloem is downward. As well as in the next year or second year, the movement of food materials is acropetal manner. So downward and acropetal, basic pedal and acropetal. That's why the movement of food materials in biennial plants is bidirectional. Bidirectional. Okay. So first year we have downward movement. Next year we have upward movement. Okay. So takes place through phloem. So this is bidirectional movement under forward. Okay. Right. Listen to me. For example, this is the from the other part. For example, so this is a part of plant body. Now it undergoes senescence. Senescence, nothing but age, older. Okay, when plant pot undergoes senescence, then nutrients are withdrawn from older part and transported to younger part. Okay, so after adjustment to the plant body, older parts lo unnatundi nutrients anni kuda withdraw ayi only younger parts ku move within the plant body. Okay, it is also takes place within the plant body. So plant body lo ilanti movement kuda manam. Yes, so not only water, food materials like organic nutrients, okay, mineral nutrients. So besides these substances, okay, transportation of amino acids, transportation of plant growth regulators like auxins, gibberellins, cytokinins, ethylene, etc. Okay, abscisic acid and chemical stimuli. Okay, certain chemical compounds also transported out within the plant body. Okay, so it is very clear within the plant body, one part gives out nutrients, substances. At the same time, another part which is receiving substances within the plant body. That's why a complex trophic can be seen in the transportation of materials in the plant body. Plant body కొన్ని upward movement అవుతుంటాయి, కొన్ని downward movement అవుతుంటాయి. Not only water, food materials, inorganic substances, hormones, amino acids, chemical stimuli. There are different types of molecules or substances can move within the plant body from one place to another place. So that is the reason it is a complex trophic. It is very clear. Okay, na? And the plant body మనం ఒక complex trophic చూడొచ్చు. Okay, so introduction okay, కదా? Short distance, long distance, and the types of the means of transport, diffusion, facilitated diffusion, and active transport. Yes, now we will discuss about these transport methods. I will discuss before that. So what is transportation? What kind of substances move from one place to another place? Okay, it is an introductory part. Okay, so let's start means of transport. ఇప్పుడు మనం యాక్చువల్ సబ్జెక్ట్ కి వచ్చేద్దాం. సో మీన్స్ ఆఫ్ transport. So means of transport. Okay. There are three methods three ways in the transport process. Okay, in the plant body. So first one is diffusion. Diffusion. Second one is precipitated diffusion. Already given. Okay, and third one is active transport. Active transport. Okay, so let us start. The first way in the transport process, that is diffusion. If you want diffusion, then start there. Okay, right. Right now, diffusion is a passive process. So diffusion is a passive process. Okay, so why it is called as passive process? There is no utilization of metabolic energy. Okay, so no expenditure. Okay, no utilization of metabolic energy. So metabolic energy. So that is ATP. So ATP is not required. That's why diffusion is also called as passive process. Okay, right. Next, it is a slow process. Very slow. Okay, slow process. So in the beginning, it is very fast, but gradually it becomes slow. Okay, so that is diffusion. Next, another point, the movement of molecules. Movement of molecules. Movement of molecules takes place. So in random manner. In random manner. In random manner. Okay, for example, take a beaker with water. Okay, now this is the substance, so which is dissolved in water. Okay, then molecules move in random fashion. Okay, so molecules move around the water in a random fashion. So there is no net direction. So a particular direction the random manner molecules move right. Okay, right. So movement of molecules takes place in random manner. Next, another very important point in diffusion, right out. So in diffusion, movement of molecules takes place from higher concentration area to higher concentration area to low concentration area. Higher concentration area to low concentration area. So simple గా చెప్పాలంటే ఇలా నోట్ చేసుకోండి బ్రాకెట్స్ లో according to concentration gradient. According to concentration gradient. According to concentration gradient. From the region of higher concentration to region of lower concentration. Okay, for example, take the perfume bottle. So this is the cap. So these are the perfume molecules. మీరు ఏదైనా ఒక పర్ఫ్యూమ్ బాటిల్ తీసుకోండి, ఓకేనా? సో ఇన్సైడ్ ద బాటిల్ there is a more concentration of perfume molecules in a little space. ఆ బాటిల్లో ఓకే పర్ఫ్యూమ్ మాలిక్యూల్స్ అనేవి మోర్ కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ లో ఉంటాయి. మీరు ఎప్పుడైతే ఈ క్యాప్ రిమూవ్ చేశారనుకోండి, ఓపెన్ చేశారనుకోండి, ఫ్రమ్ హైయర్ కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ ఏరియా టు లోయర్ కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ ఏరియా అంటే ఇంటూ సరౌండింగ్, అంటే బాటిల్ నుంచి సరౌండింగ్ డిఫ్యూజ్ అవుతాయి. మీరు ఎప్పుడైతే బాటిల్ క్యాప్ ఓపెన్ చేశారో ఓకే ఆ లోపల ఉన్నటువంటి పర్ఫ్యూమ్ మాలిక్యూల్స్ అన్ని కూడా దే కెన్ మూవ్ ఫ్రమ్ రీజన్ ఆఫ్ హైయర్ కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ నథింగ్ బట్ బాటిల్ టు రీజన్ ఆఫ్ లోయర్ కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ నథింగ్ బట్ సరౌండింగ్. సో దిస్ ఇస్ a suitable example. Okay, so very important. In the diffusion process, the movement of molecules is takes place from the region of higher concentration area to lower concentration area, which is already present. Okay, now the concentration area అనేది already ఉంటుంది. Higher concentration area to lower concentration area, molecules move అవుతాయి. Right, very clear. Next one. Right. Diffusion is very common. Diffusion is very common in liquids and gases. Diffusion is very common in liquids and gases. Yes, it is very clear. Diffusion is always in gases and liquids, but solids in solids is very rare. Solids in solids is very rare. ఇప్పుడు లిక్విడ్ లో కానీ గ్యాసెస్ లో కానీ ఓకే డిఫ్యూజన్ అనేది ఫ్రీగా ఉంటుంది అండ్ వెరీ కామన్, బట్ ద మూవ్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ సాలిడ్స్ ఇన్ ద సాలిడ్స్ ఈజ్ వెరీ రేర్. ఓకే, ఇప్పుడు మీరు టేక్ బీకర్ విత్ వాటర్, సో ఇందులో ఒక సాలిడ్ డిజాల్వ్ చేయండి, ఏదో ఒక క్రిస్టల్ ఓకే అందులో డిజాల్వ్ చేయండి. ఎస్, సో which is dissolved and molecules get separated and move in random fashion. So which is quite common in liquids as well as in gases. But the movement of solids within the solid is very rare. Okay, right? Very, very important. Right now. So what is the importance of diffusion? What is the importance of diffusion in plants? For example, so this is the transport section of the leaf, right? So these are mesophyll cells. These are mesophyll cells, right? This is the stomata. Stomata, myospore on the surface of leaf. Okay, right? Now, water vapor is present in the intercellular spaces. So these are intercellular spaces which is filled with water vapor. Okay, so whenever dry conditions are present outside the leaf బయట dry conditions ఉన్నాయనుకో, ఓకేనా, అంటే low water in atmosphere, more water in the intercellular spaces. Now water vapor, it moves from leaf to surrounding. That is transpiration. Okay? Yes, already told you, diffusion is applicable for the movement of molecules for short distance. Say, from intercellular spaces to surrounding. It is a short distance through stomata. Okay, and also during the photosynthesis, at the time of photosynthesis, uptake of CO2 through stomata It is also an example for diffusion, whereas at the time of respiration, release of O2, release of O2, uptake of CO2 by B, and release of listen to me. So during the photosynthesis, uptake of CO2 and release of O2. Against this, during the respiration, so uptake of O2 and release of CO2 during respiration. Yes, already know. This is the gaseous exchange. Gaseous exchange from leaf and surrounding. Between leaf and surrounding. Okay? Diffusion, it plays an important role in gaseous exchange. It is clear. Very clear. Okay, na? Application of diffusion in the plant activities ante kada number 1 transpiration cheppandi, number 2 gaseous exchange. So what are the gaseous exchanges ante kada meer em cheptaru? At the time of photosynthesis, uptake of CO2 and release of O2. Okay, at the time of respiration, uptake of O2 and release of CO2. Okay, na? Right. Next, last one, not just one. Very, very important. The rate of diffusion, the rate of diffusion, the rate of diffusion is affected by concentration gradient. Concentration gradient. Number 1. So number 2, permeability. Permeability of membrane. Permeability of membrane. Next, number 3, temperature. Temperature. And number 4, pressure. Pressure. Next, number 5, size of molecules. Size of molecules. Okay, so it is very clear. Smaller molecules can pass. Smaller molecules can move at faster rate, whereas large sized molecules can move slowly. Yes, the rate of diffusion depends upon these 5 factors. Okay, affected by concentration gradient, which is compulsory. This is the driving force. The movement of molecules from where to where, higher concentration to lower concentration. And the concentration gradient undali. And one side higher undali, other side lower concentration undali. Then only diffusion is possible. Second one, permeability of membrane. Next, number 3, temperature. Number 4, pressure. From high pressure to low pressure. Okay, for example, temperature increases in the atmosphere, then the rate of movement of water from leaf to surrounding also very high. So here, temperature is affected. The rate of diffusion. And the temperature increase diffusion rate will increase proportionately. Directly proportional. Okay, pressure is directly proportional. From high pressure area to low pressure area, molecules move. Next, permeability, which is compulsory. Permeability of membrane, that means plasma membrane, it allows molecules, then only diffusion is possible. కాబట్టి ప్లాస్మా మెంబ్రేన్ కు పర్మియబిలిటీ ఉండాలి, ఉంటేనే డిఫ్యూజన్ పాసిబుల్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే, అయితే మీరు ఈ ఫ్యాక్టర్స్ లో ఈ కాన్సంట్రేషన్ గ్రేడియంట్ అన్నాం కదా, విచ్ ఇస్ ఆల్రెడీ ప్రెసెంట్ హైయర్ అండ్ లోయర్ ఆన్ ఏదర్ సైడ్. వన్ సైడ్ ఏమో హైయర్, ఇంకో సైడ్ ఏమో లోయర్ కాన్సంట్రేషన్ ఉంటుంది కదా. yes, this is the driving force for diffusion. ఓకే, ఇది మెయిన్ అనిపిస్తుంది. హైయర్ కాన్సంట్రేషన్ వన్ సైడ్ ఉండాలి, లో కాన్సంట్రేషన్ అదర్ సైడ్ ఉండాలి. ఓకే, రైట్. సో diffusion is over. Okay, in the next class I will discuss remaining two transport process, namely facilitated diffusion and active transport. Okay, in the next class. Okay, so are you able to understand? Clarity ఉందా? మైక్రోబయాలజీ అయిపోయింది కదా, ప్లాంట్ ఫిజియాలజీ డిఫికల్ట్ గా ఉంటుంది, అంతా కూడా కాన్సెప్ట్ బేసిస్. ఓకేనా? సో ఇదేం టైప్ స్టడీ లాగా ఉండదు. నేను ఈరోజు ఈవినింగ్ నేను టెక్స్చువల్ మ్యాటర్ అంటే మీకు ఎన్సీఆర్టీ ఈ చాప్టర్ ఎన్సీఆర్టీ పేపర్స్ ఈరోజు మీకు వాట్సాప్ వస్తుంది, టెక్స్ట్ బుక్. ఓకే, సో నేను చెప్పిన లెసన్స్ అందులో మీరు లైఫ్ అనేది ఫాలో కండి. దాన్ని మళ్ళీ మీరు నోట్స్ ప్రిపేర్ చేసుకోవద్దు. ఓకేనా? రైట్, టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ మనకు రెఫరెన్స్ బుక్ కాబట్టి మీకు ఇచ్చేటువంటి ఆ పేపర్స్ మీరు ఫాలో కండి. ఓకే, నేను ఈరోజు సెండ్ చేస్తాను పేపర్స్. ఆల్రెడీ ఐటీ మెటీరియల్ సెండ్ చేశారు, ఈరోజు టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ సెండ్ చేస్తాను. ఈ చాప్టర్ ట్రాన్స్పోర్టింగ్ ప్లాంట్స్, అది కూడా స్టేట్ బుక్ కాదు, ఎన్సీఆర్టీ బుక్. అందరు నిద్రపోతున్నట్టున్నారు, ఇప్పుడు నిద్ర లేచినట్టున్నారు, చాలా క్లియర్ గా అర్థమవుతుంది. అవునా? కరెక్ట్ గా గెస్ చేశానా? ఓకే, 5 అయితే రెడీ ఉండాలని చెప్పాను. ఓకే, meet you again in the next class. Okay.